Hello, welcome to another quick update on Rainbow. So after the release of this season, there has been a lot of quick changes because the launch was a mess. A lot of things weren't working and Rainbow needed to act fast. And so we've been getting a lot of these little updates that's been happening pretty frequently in the season. So kind of get an idea of what's happening. They've done bug fixes. So the biggest thing that was most noticeable was Ram's ability was just not working. It wouldn't break certain things that it should have broke, and it would just get stuck in a lot of places. And you can see that they have already fixed this in the new bug fixes. So there's a lot more to these bug fixes. There's just a ton of them, like things that I didn't even know about, like fixing like audio or the diffuser or even Warden. But these are like really minor things. Like the biggest thing that changed was RAM. So moving on from bugs, fixes, there's a bigger thing that Rainbow has been working on for a while now, before this season has started. And that is that they're trying to seem to fix their community, to push them in a better direction. And they first started this by implementing reputations. And with reputations came standing. So they created this ranking system for how well or how good you are to the community of Rainbow as like a player in the game. So in how the standings kind of work, and everyone kind of already knows this, just give you a quick rundown, is that the better you are as a player in terms with your teammates. So if you don't commit like friendly fire, you don't get reported, or you're not caught cheating, you will get a high standing. And what do you get for this? You get more renown for having a higher standing. And so they're implementing incentives to be a better player. But it doesn't stop there. They now came back with something called commendations. And as shown in the screenshot, it is pretty much doing the same thing as reputations are trying to do. So reinforce positivity, pushing the community in the right direction. However, that being said, it is completely separate from reputations, and the accommodations that you get will not affect your reputation standings at all. Two completely separate mechanics. So how does accommodations actually work? So at the end of every game, you are presented with this menu of all your teammates. So you can give them valor, dedication, or guidance accommodations, and you can only do it to two of your teammates and one of each of these accommodations. There is one specific thing that I do want to focus on. On top of accommodations, there's also this thing they added, worthy opponents, as you can see in the top left corner. So you can either say yes, they were worthy opponents, or no, they were. They were either friendly or fair. And I don't know what exactly the effect of this happens. Like I don't know well how the enemies will be affected from this. I've tried both options. It doesn't really tell you what it does, but I'm assuming it acts as a sort of way to report them. So, but if it really was to report them, then well, there's just no point in it. So I think it's actually a way to kind of accommodate the enemy team for their gameplay. They're just really trying to get as much feedback as possible. You can really see this from accommodations. So in the home menu, if you go to reputation and go to accommodation sections, you can actually have this little bar graph that kind of shows all the accommodations that you get. So you can see how many valor, dedication, and guidance, and even how many accommodations you get from your opponents. However, there's one part of this that really caught my attention that I want to focus on, and that is what's on the bottom right. So from all these accommodations you get, it kind of works with what I said about incentives of you trying to be a better player. They're trying to reward you to be a better player, so that way you have something to work for. It's like, oh, if I'm a better player, then I get rewards. So if you can see here, there's the occasional drop. So granted to all players who received accommodations in the season so far, it looks like they get alpha packs, and these alpha packs are geared to be epic or higher. And those who have just been absolutely outstanding, like gotten tons of accommodations, which would most likely be YouTubers and streamers, will get exclusive rewards. So that's even pushing it further. But it doesn't stop there. Rainbow added another feature, and that is this fire emblem slash symbol next to the names of like your teammates. So this confused a lot of people because Rainbow didn't really kind of tell everyone what this was. It was kind of confusing. but it's very simple and it works with the accommodation system. So it appears in your name like this, and if you go into scoreboard, you can also see it's just right there, it just pops up. But what it is, it's called a streak. And if you can see in this Reddit post, it's a new feature added by the accommodation system. So the more accommodations you get, you will eventually receive this symbol to your name. So I don't know if you can actually lose the symbol, but I'm assuming once you get it, it's pretty much there. So there's one more thing I want to get from this Reddit post, and that's what the guy in the bottom replied with, saying how it is really great that they added this to help with toxicity. And honestly, I agree. The fact that they added incentives and rewards as a way to kind of convince players to be better is honestly very helpful. Because there's been a lot of times where people, I like make an accident, accidentally kill someone, and I try to explain, but they ended up next game just killing me. And I don't want to report them because it's not, I feel like it's not that serious. But adding this just kind of really, it's like a good in between. So I really can't wait to see what more they got in for this new season, because it just seems like they got a lot really like cooking with here. So I hope you guys enjoy this update, and if you did, please definitely stay tuned for more future updates, because I know there's got to be more Rainbow has up their sleeves. So I'll see you guys in the next one.